So the concept behind equivalent fractions is that two fractions that look different can be equal to the same value. So let's have a look here. We can see that 1 whole is equal to 2 halves, right? 2 halves, because it takes up the same amount of space as 2 halves. Now, 1 whole is equal to 4 quarters. Again, it takes up the same amount of space. So it's equal to 4 quarters, and it's equal to 8 eighths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 eighths. Okay. So 2 over 2 is equal to 4 over 4 is equal to 8 over 8. So now 1 half, as we can see, is equal to 2 quarters. Takes up the same space as 2 quarters. And 1 half also takes up the same amount of space as 4 eighths. So 1 half is equal to 2 over 4 is equal to 4 over 8. 1 quarter is equal to 2 eighths. It takes up the same amount of space. 2 eighths. Now we could continue with this fraction wall all the way down to 16ths, 30, 1 over 32, etc., etc. And we would be able to follow this and show what the equivalent fractions are. Now, we use this when we are trying to do addition or subtraction of fractions and the bases are different. If the denominators are different, we have to make them the same in order to add and subtract them. So we'll use this idea to add and subtract. So this is how we can do it. So I say 1 half is equal to how many eighths? I want to change from halves to eighths. I need to find out what this number is. So what I do is the following. I say, what did I do to the 2 to make it 8? What did I multiply or divide it by to make it 8? And the answer is I multiplied it by 4. Now, as we know with fractions, what you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top to keep them the same. So what I do is I say 1 times 4 is equal to 4. And that's how I work it out. 1 over 2 is equal to 4 over 8. So if I want to do another one, let's say I have 1 over 3 and I want to find out how many twelfths that is. I do exactly the same thing. I say, what did I do to this 3 to get it to 12? And the answer is I times it by 4. 3 times 4 is 12. So what do I do at the top here? Same thing. I multiply it by 4 and I get the answer of 4. 1/3 is equal to 4 twelfths. Do one more example here. Say I have 4 fifths and I want to know how many 50ths that is. So I say, what did I do to this 5 to get to 50? And the answer is I multiplied it by 10. So what do I do to this 4? I do exactly the same thing. I multiply by 10. 4 times 10 is 40. 4 over 5 is equal to 40 over 50.